जिंदगी, छाँव है कहीं कहीं है धूप जिंदगी. I am sure all of you watching and listening to this session this morning are well aware and have heard and loved this Bollywood song. The words of this song have become today's reality. With the worldwide strike of COVID-19, or the coronavirus, as we commonly refer to it as, the world scenario has completely changed. It's working completely turned around. This time is a test for you and for me to check our perspective and how we choose to see things, whether the glass is half full or half empty. The choice has always been ours. Today's reality is painful, harsh, and fills us with dread and fear. Most channels and news reports that we have been listening to constantly talk about deaths, the climbing death rates, the high number of infected, the suffering of people around. In fact, Italy, as you're all aware, is the dreariest of all scenarios, where now they do not even have space to bury their dead anymore. And it is appalling, it is scary. It is very, very scary and haunting. We also experience anger and helplessness for not being able to help people who are struggling, for not being able to reach out, for not being able to do what we would actually like to do in this scenario. But the truth is, we, in all our capacity, whether tiny or big, are enabled to help others. Let's start with focusing on the goodness and the blessings in our lives. Be grateful for waking up each morning healthy and protected. Recognize the blessing of our children and family members. Be thankful that in this time of crisis where people are struggling, we are well provided for. Operate in peace and rest, and wear a smile that encourages and uplifts others whom we come into contact with. How about taking tiny steps and simply contributing by taking precautions and neither getting infected nor becoming carriers of the infection? COVID-19 has made us make new friends for the near future, teaching us the importance of loyalty. So though you know them already, you have already made friends with them, and you've been watching them all over the news, I would still like to reintroduce you to these star friends, irrespective of whether you are 4 or 40. So say hi to the face mask, especially a 3-tiered face mask. Now, when you're wearing it, please don't wear it just for the sake of it, but remember to cover your nose and pull it down to cover your chin. Neither your nose nor your chin should stay exposed while you're wearing the face mask. It is for your protection. Please use it well. Here comes the alcohol-based sanitizer. This alcohol-based sanitizer seems to be now the best invention of man, but please be careful. Being alcohol-based, it's inflammable. So children and parents and all of you watching, please be careful that when you're using it, do not go near a burning flame, be it a gas, be it a candle. Wash your hand first and then approach fire. Next comes the hand wash or liquid soap. This is very important, and you'll be using it frequently in and out, which would dry out your skin. So please, your last friend, but not the least, is your moisturizer. Please remember to use your moisturizer so your hands don't get cracked and are not exposed to the infection entering you in any other way. So carry them wherever you go. If you want, maybe in tiny travel packs which are easy to carry. This is the new fashion in town. Now, in the past couple of days, we have circulated on your WhatsApp and mobiles a new session communique enlisting a lot of important notifications. I'm sure most of you have already read them, but for the benefit of those who may or may not have read it completely, I would like to take and share two excerpts, one right now and one later on in the session, and read out those instructions for your benefit. COVID-19 home care and precautions. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after you have been in a public place. Use alcohol-based sanitizers. Again, the emphasis is on alcohol-based and not water-based sanitizers. So the higher the level of alcohol on a sanitizer, the more effective it will be, especially before and after touching surfaces outside like ATMs, platforms or stores, any purchases, vehicles, especially the steering wheels and the handlebars, etc. It is important for you to use it before as well as after to ensure maximum protection. Avoid touching your eyes, nose and mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid close contact with outsiders, especially if they are exhibiting symptoms of any illness. Maintain a 3 to 6 feet distance and wear a face mask at all times. Do not gather in groups. Stay out of crowded places and gatherings. In case of sneezing or coughing, cough into a tissue or your hand if not wearing a mask, and immediately throw your used tissues in trash and wash hands as directed or use a sanitizer. Clean and disinfect frequently touched surfaces daily. This includes tabletops, doorknobs, light switches, countertops, handles, desks, phones, keyboards, toilets, faucets, and sinks. Contact health workers, hospitals only, and please, only if the health issue symptoms that arise are acutely alarming and need to be addressed by a doctor. We cannot emphasize on this last point enough. Your hospitals are right now a hub of the infection, since everyone infected would like to walk in and get treated. So avoid hospitals if the issue is not endangering your life. And if you can consult a doctor over the phone, please make that your first option. Do all this that we've mentioned out of love and a healthy respect for yourself, others, and your loved ones. Let's stop getting fearful and panicking. Let's stop being panic-stricken. It only impacts our immunity system and gives us constant stress, which you know is not a healthy way of living. We as Indians have always exercised the strictest levels of hygiene. It is a part of our culture. बाहर से आकर आंगन में पाँव धोना, बाहर से कपड़े धोने में डालना, रोज नहाना. These tiny habits that we have been taking for granted, they have always been a part of our culture, and we just need to either revert to them, or if we're already using these tiny bits of precaution, just stick to them religiously. Keeping all surfaces disinfected and clean, eating healthy home-cooked meals, spending time with your family with affection and laughter, building strong immunity systems, and not visiting hospitals except in cases of emergencies are some positive precautions that we are practicing. If you see the glass as half full, you'll agree that COVID-19 has opened our eyes to things which are truly important in our lives. There is no need to chase after happiness. We already have plenty of it. In fact, we have all that we need to happily live with us. Parents, COVID-19 lockdown gave you the well-deserved time you always wanted to have with your children. It has been a blessing in disguise. I'm sure you discovered your child and their love again, and it has left you feeling amazed, overwhelmed, proud, and excited about your child. The talent that they have is astounding. The way they think, their creativity, it all leaves us mesmerized. I'm sure that during this duration you have at least once exclaimed, मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये कितना अच्छा खाना बनाती है, मुझे नहीं पता था ये कितना अच्छा गाती है. I love the drawing she sketched yesterday. You might also have noticed the lovely diligence and stamina and adaptability that your child has exhibited during this time of challenge. I discovered personally that my eldest nephew, his name is Joshua, is an amazing chef. He made sandwiches that completely left me speechless. Fantastic, better than I've ever had, or maybe I've never made such delicious sandwiches myself. I have enjoyed spending time with my nephews, and I'm sure you have enjoyed spending as much time with your own children and made better bonds with them. After spending time with them, we realized that the world of our children is so full of beauty and innocence and love, and we've been overlooking all this for a very long period of time. So I'm sure, as parents, these few months have been a lovely experience for you as a parent. We get so busy with our lives and careers and responsibilities that we forget the beautiful eyes looking towards us, expecting us to love them and express affection. Some of you parents must also have been struggling to understand your child. They are growing up and probably struggling with their emotions and fears and expectations. To you parents who are struggling with understanding your children and building better bonds, and who want to help their children and be on the same level as them, my advice is, please learn to let go. There will be times when your child is experiencing an internal struggle and does not want to express, or wants some time on their own to understand what actually is happening with them. Please give them their space, let it go. Sooner or later, they will come to a place where they would approach you and feel comfortable in talking to you about what they have been thinking, experiencing, and what they want to do. And this would be the best time for you and your child to interact as two individuals, as parent and child, with that bond of love, affection, and protection, and help each other out. You to understand them to cast their fears and cast their anxieties on you so that you can show them the right path. It is beautiful when your child approaches you instead of approaching somebody else, or maybe YouTube, or maybe some website for information, because you know that with the information that you would give your child has to be correct and in their best interest. Never compare your child to another. It is a natural instinct that we end up comparing children. In truth, it does more harm than good. It leaves the child feeling as if it lacks and is not enough. And so it also inspires in them a feeling of not being loved enough, not being enough to be loved by you, and to be a disappointment. And that small seed of self-doubt that we put in the child because of the comparison does the child more harm than good, because we compare and we forget, but the child remembers. Children watch and learn. They always remember. You are their first school. Even before they joined Carmel, you had been schooling them. You taught them how to speak. You taught them how to walk. And they always learn from you, whether they are 4 years old or they become 17 and 18, you are and will always be the first point of learning. So please don't compare, not with another student, not with another sibling. They are all unique with different capacities and talents and aspirations. For once, please do find time and ask them what they would like to be and why. What they would like to do, what path of life they would like to adopt and why. Ask them as an exercise of faith building, trust building to convince you why the career option that is important to them or that they are thinking about, which excites them, is important, and if they were open to change. This will be the onset of a good and healthy interaction that you will share with your child now and will set the path for your interaction with your child for the days to come. This is a lovely time when you're all together in the same room, in the same house, and you can spend time with each other, where you can show that you have, besides just dictating terms, you can be understanding, and where you can give them the safe zone to open up to you and understand that what you want to say to them shows your affection and expresses your concern for them. Be a guide, a friend on occasion. When you know that it is a matter that requires the heart to accept and the head to understand, be kind, be patient. Also, please do remember that it is your responsibility as a parent to be strict. For talents are inborn, but discipline and habits have to be developed. And while being a friend, do also remember that at times, occasions require you to be a parent and be strict, because the child may not always understand what the future holds, but you have experience on your side. Learn and grow with your child, parents, and your future will be so satisfying and fulfilling as you see them grow into confident and conscience-filled individuals who stand their ground and make a way for themselves. Just take a moment, close your eyes right now, if possible, and just imagine the kind of person you want your child to be. You will realize your contribution to that child that you want, to that person you want your child to grow up into being, is very important and crucial. Your belief in them is all they need and all that would matter, which, by the way, will also translate in their protection and right choices as they step out into the world. Now, talking a little about the development of habits and your need to be a little strict and disciplined with your children, let's talk about the online sessions that we'll be introducing. And students, while this is for your parents, I hope you're paying attention to. With physical distancing a new way of life, parents, till Corona goes or is overcome, you would all understand the importance of continuing normalcy till schools can be safely opened. Very few students like to study on their own. Mostly don't. We've all been there. I've been there. You've been there. We know how we used to respond when we were asked to sit and study. And I'm sure you remember we did not do it with a lot of joy and happiness. It's still the same with the current generation. Today's circumstances are very different, and they demand better cooperation and understanding from you, dear parents, and you, dear students, as stakeholders in this country's future. Our teachers and management are no longer working 6 hours a day, but they're actually working 24/7 since the creation of online teaching sessions, whether it be through our YouTube channel Spandan or Microsoft's team. They are and will be with you on WhatsApp to answer all your queries and doubts. All this effort and more is being put in to ensure that you students stay safe at home and do not lag behind or suffer in any way, but continue to keep progressing as time and tide will wait for none. Please remember that your teachers are coming for the sessions and the recordings so that you do not suffer and your studies do not lag, so that you are safe at home, but still keep progressing in your education, which is pivotal for your development. Dear parents, the class-wise schedules and timetables have already been, in some cases, shared on the students' WhatsApp, and in case they have not been yet shared, we are in the progress of sharing them. But my belief is that by this evening, you would already be in possession of the timetables and schedules, so please do check the WhatsApp groups. We believe that it is only and only under your constant vigilance and guidance that the students will develop the habit of attending these sessions religiously and honestly. Dear students, remember, time once wasted will not return. It's lost and gone. But whatever is going to happen will not wait for you to be prepared. That is not the way of the world. So while in the lockdown, while the schools are not opening but online sessions are going on, it is your onus to make sure that you are in step with the sessions, with the schedules, and with what is being taught, so that you don't feel lost and confused when schools reopen and others are in sync with what has been taught online. This is a request that I'm making on behalf of the school teachers and management for your benefit. Be wise, be responsible. This is also a test of how dedicated you are to your own present and future. All this is yours. It belongs to you. The only people benefiting from all this hard work and constant provision is you. Your parents can guide you, but only you have to step up for the challenge. Dolphins are the happiest and most resilient of all creatures on earth. They are receptive to change and adapt quickly under pressure. They are also the most intelligent and friendliest of all creatures. And we generally all love dolphins. Dear students, be a beautiful dolphin. Resilient, intelligent, adapting like water. And you'll realize that nothing, absolutely nothing, can keep you from being successful or being what you want to be. Make wise and right choices. And when you check if that choice fills you with peace or confidence or not, you would realize whether that choice is right or wrong for you. So use your peace and confidence as a parameter to judge whether that decision is in sync with you or not. These online sessions will also be a way to record your attendance for these days. In a nutshell, school has reopened. The new academic session 2021 has begun. Classes have commenced. The only change is that it is all online and not in classrooms. All parameters, all conditions remain the same. Attendance is important and compulsory. Your assignments, homework, projects All have to be completed on time within the duration that your respective teacher asks you to complete them, and be ready for submission. Please do not make your schoolwork, your projects pile up. You have plenty of time, and sessions are not too long, but they are short. So use this time effectively. Parents, in case of any online glitches or errors which take place, please do remember that we are all working against odds to bring the best of education to your child. So kindly be patient and accepting. Students, please treat this entire duration of lockdown and online sessions, and even the sessions after that when schools reopen and resume regularly, as a character building and personality developing season. Your actions and behavior will be a representation of who you are. And we believe that you are beautiful, wise, helpful at heart, diligent and honest at work, and treat each other with love and respect. Now, a quick recap before we part. Alcohol-based sanitizers are inflammable, so remember not to go near fire when using them. The distance to maintain is physical and not emotional. So remember to keep in touch with everyone you love, your family members, your loved ones, through phones, WhatsApp, video calling. Keep each other strong and positive. Build and edify each other. Parents, this time is a gift for you to get to love, know, and appreciate the beauty of your children. Please use this break from your busy lives to spend time with your children, to build loving bonds and better understanding, to create a future of trust and faith with a happy and strong family. This is a wonderful opportunity to focus on our physical and mental well-being as well. So sleep on time, rise early, exercise a bit, be well rested, eat well, eat healthy, don't starve. Be happy with what you are and who you are. Remember, God made you to be who you are, and you're absolutely fine the way you are. So be happy and content and accept yourself the way you are. This is the first step of discovering yourself. Discover yourselves. Know what beauty and goodness and talents lie inside you. Bring it out on paper. Nobody needs to know except for you. Nobody needs to watch except for you. You are your own builders and creators. Stay at peace. Avoid anxiety and stress. There are things that you can control. Work on changing them and improving them. There are things that are not in your control. Let them go. Even if you worry about them, they are not going to change. So why worry? There is nothing that is unmanageable if you're healthy and well. For us all who believe that the Almighty is in control and that everything on earth obeys His will, let us rest in the knowledge that like all storms, this too shall pass, and hopefully in its wake leave the foundation of a better and stronger society, built for concern and love for the well-being of each other, with more faith in the Almighty and His works. Together we stand. Together we will overcome. So take care. All the best for your online sessions. Parents, thank you for your consistent support and your continuing support and vigilance over your ward and their progress in the near future.
Good morning, my dear students. As you are all having the first orientation program for the last 2 days, I hope you have been discussing many things in the coronavirus crisis time. This year for you it's very, very special. I feel something extraordinary for KG to even PG. All the students are facing this difficulty of coming together, difficulty of having that classroom atmosphere. For a long time, and the education minister yesterday has clearly said that we will not have classes till the end of August. That means according to the situation of that time, they will decide, they will evaluate, and then after assessment of the situation, they may start or open the schools and colleges. Till then, we cannot have it. Why so strict about schools? Because children are one of the most vulnerable sections of the society, as all of you know. Because when we come together and play together and sit together and eat together, it can be very, very detrimental in the light of the coronavirus. The UNICEF says one very important quotation for the students to understand the gravity of the situation. That what they say is this: we know that in any crisis, the young and the most vulnerable suffer disproportionately. This pandemic, that is corona pandemic, is no different. It is our responsibility to prevent suffering, save lives, and protect the health of our children. We must also ensure that risk-informed decision on COVID-19 control measures are made based on the best available evidences in order to minimize and prevent any collateral damage and to provide mitigation measures so the damage is not lasting. So vulnerable section, one of the most vulnerable section in the society are our children. You are the ones. That's why everybody is concerned about reopening the schools, etc. Some of you have been maybe bored at home by now, sitting together in online classes. Initial enthusiasm, everybody had a wonderful enthusiasm in the beginning, but online classes we are not accustomed earlier. No, we had some kind of smart classes, etc., but regularly cutting off from the companions, the peer group, sitting at home and learning these classes through online. Initially there is a lot of enthusiasm is created, but later on we know slowly that enthusiasm is diminishing. There are various reasons of that. I am not going to enter into that, but only my point is this: how to overcome this crisis, how to overcome this very, very peculiar situation which is arise in front of us due to the COVID-19. I would like to share with you some of the areas which you need to practice at home. You have to have, along with this online classes, you have to practice certain other things which are very, very important, because we are human beings. Human beings are social animal, and therefore we need to develop certain skills that are necessary for the success and development of your personality. When we talk about PD or personality development, we talk about certain skills. I like to share with you what you need to do in very short terms. Number one is soft skills, we call it. Now, soft skills. What are the soft skills? Soft skills are your intellectual skills. For example, we say this is called your thinking skills. That is one area. Second one is your emotional skills, and coronavirus has affected your emotional life very badly, and therefore emotional skills you must develop consciously at home. And then you also have another skill which is called social skill. As I said, we are all social animals. How to deal with people, how to live in the society, how to be efficacious, all these things are important for you to look into. Number one is the skill called thinking skill. What are the thinking skills? Because these skills are important. What are the thinking skills? For example, ability to solve problems in your life. Okay, that is an ability. Problems will come. For example, now we never expected corona will come. No, this is another in the entire global problem it is. Similarly, in our individual life also, we have faced problems and we will face problem. And when we face the problem, there is also an innate capacity for us to overcome these problems. Like it is like a pencil, that pencil story is there. Pencil, the maker of the pencil telling the pencil 5 things, and one of the things the pencil maker is telling is that, see, you make a mistake when you write. Sometimes it may be wrongly written. Doesn't matter. You have an inherent ability to remove that mistakes, delete that mistakes, erase that mistakes. That's why you have the eraser with you. Every pencil will have an eraser with it, a sharpener also. So an eraser's duty is to erase the mistakes you make. That skill, that solving skills, so problem solving skills you must develop. That is called one of the intellectual skills. Second intellectual skill I can tell you is to face the challenges. Challenges will face. For example, now look at the coronavirus. It's a serious challenge, and we need to be able to face these challenges courageously, convincingly, with having proper plans. Towards that, you need 5 things, my dear students. The number 1 is you should have a vision. What is your vision? As you enter into the school education now, this academic year, you must think, what is your vision? First thing is. And along with that vision, you need to develop skills. Vision alone will not make you success. We need to have the skills, necessary skills, how to articulate, how to implement, how to execute this vision. That is called skills. If I am not skillful, I will not be able to do what I want to. Therefore, vision is important, skill is important. You need to have incentives, not only skills. Incentive means supporting one another. You need to appreciate the person. Somebody does a good work, say, Sabash, good, you have done a good job. Always be positive, encouraging words you give. That is called the third skill. Okay, that is giving incentives. Incentive means good words, awarding, rewarding. I know in your school, you are called to the stage after winning a program or doing a good job. The principal or the vice principal will call you to the stage. Class teachers may appreciate you in the classroom, and the entire class may be appreciated by the principal. So that encouragement, that's called incentive. Incentive is very important. After incentive, you need another important thing, that is called resources. What is your resources? Now you are all children. Entering into the school means what? You are equipping yourself with the necessary resources, knowledge, wisdom, social skills, how to deal with people, that I will explain. So you need to develop your resources. Resources are very important. If I do not know how to speak, I will not be able to reach out to you. Resources means you have to enhance your knowledge and wisdom so that your skills will be effective, your vision will be effective, and your incentives will be more efficacious. And the resources also is not enough. You need the 5th thing, that's called action plan. So for example, if you are entering into the class now, academic year is beginning, you should have a action plan. What will I achieve during these 3 months, or in the coronavirus time? I am at home. What am I going to do this next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? That planning has to happen. So all of us must have vision, skills, incentives, resources, action plan. These 5 things you must remember. Okay, now the thinking skills includes all these 5. Okay, and then it says you need to having an evaluation of oneself. Socrates says an unexamined life is not worth living. My dear children, it's easy to travel all over the world. I travel quite a lot. Traveling is easy. You book a ticket, go by flight or train or whatever means you have, means of transportation, you can travel. It's easy. But it is difficult to travel one's own life within. An inward journey is more difficult. To have an evaluation of oneself is more difficult. I think you need to develop that skills when you are at home these days. More time you have to reflect. And also you need to form your own opinion. No, don't follow simply somebody says this is the right thing. No, you must see whether it is right. Are you convinced of? That critical thinking has to be developed. That is called intellectual, or we can say it's a thinking skill. Another area which is that is about the critical thinking and problem solving, etc. Now coming to decision making, how to make a decision. You need to have certain criteria. Gandhi used to say, whatever decision I make, I think about the poorest of the poor person whom I know, and I ask myself, is that decision which I am going to take going to help that person or not? That was his criterion. Jesus Christ used to say to people, love yourself and love your neighbor. Love God and love your neighbor. Love was his anchor, where from there everything stemmed up. I think we need to develop this decision making skills based on the accepting the point of view of other people. Today what is happening in the society is there is no dissenting voice. Nobody can say anything opposing. Views cannot be expressed, etc. That's not correct. We need to develop this decision making skill. And we also have creative thinking. You children are the most creative people. When I was principal, I used to ask the children to do something. They used to do so actively, so creatively, so innovatively. You are creative, but that creative thinking has to be developed. How? Writing, reading, and developing your innate talents and aesthetic sense. For example, when you see something beautiful, appreciate it. Appreciate the nature around you. Beautiful place, city of lake. Your Bhopal is a city of lake. Appreciate that. Many places do not have even water. People have not seen a lake in many places. So you are blessed with those things. Appreciate that, and also express your creativity in speaking, in talking, in dancing, in playing. Every aspect of your life must be creative. So that's about the thinking skills. Now come to the emotional skills. As I said, most of us are affected by emotionally. So especially in the current crisis. So briefly I'm telling you, please, self-awareness is important. You need to be aware of your yourself, like your own. Are you self-confident? Do you have a self-image, your esteem? Do you have? Are you aware of your own weaknesses, etc., etc.? That is called self-awareness. And coping with the stress is another area where you need to cope up with the stress, because especially we are in stress now. All of you are aware, no? In the Corona crisis period, sitting at long time at home. Yesterday I asked somebody in Bombay to send me some notes about what are the children's the problems children faced with. They have written to me immediately. Similarly, I am telling you, you are aware, so I don't need to repeat. There is no time. I am saying we are all emotionally affected. There is anxiety, there is worries, there is depression, because all the time you are at home. Even other time, if you are at home also is okay. At least you could have gone out to play out, go around and so on. Now it's not possible. You are always at home. So it affects. Therefore, you need to develop these emotional skills, how to cope up with all these things. I will explain that one to you just now. Now come back to the point. But in this situation, I would like to ask you to develop 10 skills. Number one is of listening skills. You should develop listening skill. Listening is very, very important. Very few people listen. And that is the basic problem we are faced with in our country. You look at the TV, open the TV discussions, everybody shouts, everybody yells and criticizes. Nobody listens to the other person. Somebody says something, we simply put down that person. And this is not a right way of a civilized society. We need to develop ourselves with listening skills. As you enter into this academic year, start with this. Take a resolve within that I will follow. I will be a person who is going to be listening more. Second, positive attitude. You should have positive, not negative attitude. Even in the difficult times now in the coronavirus, we have hope. We are sure that we will overcome. We will overcome. That you, all of you know that song, no? Hum honge kamyab, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome one day. 27 years Nelson Mandela was in jail, in exile. And in the jail, he sang this song. He says 27 years, it's not an easy job. While staying in the jail, he says, we shall overcome one day. These apartheid will go away. We will defeat. We will live as God's children. Everybody is God's children. Therefore, we will come back to that harmony, that love, that compassion. That's what he was singing. So the second point I want to say is, so you have to develop your positive attitude. And the third one is, this is a good opportunity for you to develop leadership skills. Each child must be a leader. Develop their skills. For a student, one will always have a decision to make, whether I to study, whether I should help others, where should I play, all this. Every minute of your life is a choice making, my dear children. Therefore, develop such things simple. Help your own younger brothers and sisters. When you come back to the schools, take up leadership, and you will see you will be better citizens in the future. Another important area you must develop is the communication skill. How to communicate, what to speak and how to speak. That is called communication. Many a times in the society, the problem is we are not communicating to one another properly. What I want to say is not reaching to you. Therefore, our message is lost on the way. That's why a lot of misunderstanding comes. As a result, what happens? We will fight in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of ethnicity, in the name of rich and poor, in the name of gender. All kinds of divisions we are creating because we are not communicating properly. I want to communicate something. You must listen, and you must communicate to me. I will listen. That is missed in the current scenario, I feel. And then another area you must develop. That is the fifth point. That is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal means one to one or one to many. I need to develop a relationship with the people. We are societal beings, at home and outside. We need to have good public relationship, PR they call. It's very, very important. Therefore, without further explanation, I'll tell you this point, that develop interpersonal, have good communication, good relationship with your friends and your teachers, etc. Sixth point is intrapersonal skill you must develop. Intrapersonal skill means looking within and seeing what is your strength and your weaknesses, where you are good and where you are weak. That understanding is called intrapersonal skill. The next point you can have is decision making skill. The seventh point, decision making skill. You need to make decisions properly, as I explained earlier. Then when I was explaining the thinking skills, that's very, very important. The eighth point I think all of you should have developing now here itself, that is teamwork. Teamwork. You learn to work with the other people. There may be some difficulties. None of us is perfect. We need the other. If you say, I am independent, I don't want anybody, is it right word? Is it a right concept? Not at all. Independent itself is a wrong concept according to me. What is important is interdependent, interconnectedness. I need you, you need me. I need the nature. Nature needs me. I need animals. Animals need me. We are all that web of life which you are all studying in biology, isn't it? The web of life. That's important. So you please develop a concept of teamwork. Let's all work together, because for example, I am Father Sunny. Myself means not this finger, not this one organ of my eye or anything. I am put together. I am put together. I am. Each one has a function. My hand has a function. My leg has a function. My ear has a function. Eye has a function. Mouth has another function. Teeth and tongue has different functions. So all together we make one body. Similarly, our achievements are not personal. The more we work together, knock our heads together, the better and effective ideas will come, and the effectiveness of work will be established. So teamwork you must learn. That's the 8th point. And the 9th point is, my dear children, be creative. Creative thinkers are the need for the hour. We need people who can think creatively, not the same somebody else say and follow. There is a story of a calf, no? Hoof mark of the calf. A calf went away once, strayed and went away somewhere, and the hoof mark was there. Next one person came via that way, and he saw the hoof mark, and he started walking, and zigzag way the cow went over where the calf went, wherever it got grass it went away. But the people followed exactly, and later on they made a zigzag road. That is not our call. You have read and studied, I am sure some of you, that the road not taken, the poem by Robert Frost. He says, you take the less traveled path. There is a fantastic story, a novel, a scientific story written by Thomas Hardy. You know the title of the novel? That is Far from the Madding Crowd. Don't be in the madding crowd. Crowd itself is wrong. It's a mob mentality. You should not be in the crowd. Be a kind of different, unique thinker. Unique way of dealing. That's what children should develop. That's why creative thinking is important. And finally, as I already mentioned, the final point, the 10th point is problem solving. You need to have the courage and conviction to face the problems, my dear children. So in this context, let me tell you, the current context of coronavirus, it is a crisis, yes, but it's an opportunity for you. When you are at home, when you are in the school, and a school like, wonderful school like Carmel School, giving you plenty of opportunity. In that opportunity, you must develop yourself as future effective citizens who serve the nation and save the entire globe. Don't be so narrow-minded, small children. Don't be so narrow-minded, small, with a small vision. No, we need to have a larger vision. We need to be real citizens of the globe. Therefore, I will call all of you to develop as a global citizen. I wish you all the best this academic year. You have wonderful teachers, you have wonderful campus, you have wonderful nature all around there in the campus. Utilize, appreciate, enable yourself to be better in that context. May God bless you all. Have a wonderful, effective academic year starting in this crisis period. But every crisis you must make as an opportunity for you to grow. Thank you very much. God bless you.